I know. So somebody's gonna slap me? I'm fucking.
No.
I'm traumatized from that. Somebody was texting me every day like, "I'ma still kill you." I'm like, "Hey, Samaj, I'm scared of her. She's crazy." We went to karaoke the other day. You was there, right, Odie? And I just did horrible. I didn't know the song. She called me at like 6 o'clock each. Let's do the song. I said,
she said, y'all gotta pick a song.
And I know the song.
You was like, I want to do something with Meg Thee Stallion, right?
I didn't say it. She said it.
And you wanted to do what?
Nothing.
Oh, you didn't want to do nothing?
I didn't want to do karaoke that night.
Oh.
I wanted to chill that night. I said, I'm not going to keep being, the star of your karaoke party.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Got it.
So I said, I'm going to give it a rest. I was retiring, Lionel. And Samaj was like, 6 o'clock, she called me. We're going to do this. I said, I don't know that song. She said, just look at it. You'll know it. I said, okay. Okay. So I sat there on my ride to Philly for like 20 minutes and I tried to learn it. And it didn't work out. When I told her before we got on the mic, I said, Samaj, I don't know the song. You all right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's some. We got some issues with it. It's a handicap chair, so make sure you be careful how you sit because somebody over here broke the chair.
Hey man, it's the Fat Boy Chronicles. It's all right.
Come on.
I'm working.
Congratulations,
That's good. That's good.
But what's the name of that song? Cardi B and
what? Meg Thee Stallion?
It wasn't WAP. It was
no,
WAP.
It was
definitely WAP.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't go around talking about WAP all day.
It's only 3 letters. I thought that's an easy song.
I knew what it is, pussy. That's the part I knew. And that's the part I said. And after that, I was like, yep, that's the end. But I told her I didn't know it. But, it is what it is. But, But, welcome to Eat Your Heart Out. I just want to say thank you to all my soulies for tuning in each and every week. Make sure you guys tune into the Patreon at eatyourheartout.patreon.com. Eat Your Heart Out /patreon.com. That's what it is. Make sure you guys go on Apple and like, review, and subscribe to the podcast on Apple. Go on YouTube. YouTube drops every single Friday. You know why? Lur be doing his job now, so I'm proud of Lur. Okay, it's me.
No,
that's who.
It's Ish.
That's me. That's who. He was so excited. I messed up one YouTube, right? He was so excited. He going to see me a screenshot. You know when somebody know you wrong, they send you a screenshot. They don't even tell you something messed up. He going to say, comment.
Next time. Or they'll just be like, yeah, next time.
Yeah. Somebody commented. And he going to send me the comment. Instead of saying, Ish, change it.
Yeah.
So I read the comment like, what does this mean? He's the asshole.
That's nuts.
He was hating.
Was it 9:16 instead of 16:9?
Exactly.
Oh, okay. I got you.
I messed up one, and I went and fixed it. I didn't. Yeah. The next one went up. The next one went up, and it did good.
Yeah.
But it don't matter. They be on time.
Yeah.
Right?
The
so keep tuning in to YouTube, guys. Key. Learn Lionel Network. And what else? We have New York City, Saturday, 413 City Winery. Learn Lionel, and Eat Your Heart Out. Because I'm a part of the team now.
Yep.
Yes. So I got hired today. And I got, he gonna say was I on stage for 25 minutes. I said, absolutely not with my comedian, 25 minutes. I said, I had like 15 minutes. Like, 25, he's going crazy.
25 is kind of
by
crazy.
Myself? I'm up there like, so.
What y'all doing?
What y'all doing?
It's crazy. Also, I was on a few podcasts. Y'all tune into some podcasts I was on recently. Dom Fowler podcast. I did her podcast like 2 weeks ago. The episode is definitely out on YouTube. Mm-hmm. Her podcast is called Help Me Out, Lur. For the record with Dom Fowler. Make sure you check that out. I did Marquise Divine podcast last night. Keep It a Bean. That was such a good podcast. And
shout out Marquise Divine.
Yes. And I had another one too. I did another podcast. I did another podcast as well. Make sure you guys check that out. That was funny. And have the stunt, the guy. He's a part of the team.
Shout out to Stunt.
But today I have a special guest. Long overdue. I feel like Professor Odi should have been here a long time ago, guys. But please give Professor Odi a hand clap, please. Woo! I wish we had a button for it. Oh, we do. Thank you, producer. Professor Odi, please say hi to my soulies, please.
Good people, great people, God's people, and the soulies. Not to say that y'all not God's people, but I got to make it, distinct. I am Professor Odi, full name Odie Lakachi William Hezekiah Onkwe, and I am a therapist, content creator, trauma-informed life coach, and all around, fantastic black man.
That's right, Odie. Odie, your name, the origin of your name.
I'm an Igbo man. So my father's Igbo.
Shut your ass and let him go. Such a nut.
Nah, my father's Igbo. My mother is Black American. My full name means the spearheaded warrior who rests in the hands of God and is only stopped by death. So I take my name very seriously in what I do with it.
That is so dope. I would have never known it meant that much. Meanwhile, my name has a meaning to it as well. I just don't ever. Well, it's a Islamic name. It's the Prophet Muhammad III's wife. I'm just special because of that reason. Yeah. So, not to mention, I'm me. So, Odie, thank you for coming today. Long overdue. We appreciate you being here.
You're welcome.
My supporter's name is soulies because it's like a soulmate that's not intimate.
That's beautiful.
Like, sexually intimate, should I say. So that's why we call them the soulies. So, yes. But Odie, we wanted you to come on the show because you're so supportive. Like, you support everything we do. You never ask for a free ticket. You never just trying to get backstage. You just really come and support. Like, what happened in life made you so supportive of people? Like, we need to know because people aren't like that. Like, people aren't like that.
What happened in life that made me so supportive? Other people supported me. Mm-hmm. You feel what I'm saying? That's one, but also two. I've seen the effects of people being supported versus we
both going crazy. Yeah, we can watch it
all. Yo, phone's going crazy.
Hey man, listen.
Said, what podcast?
That's the post on TikTok, John. Mm-hmm. But no, I've seen the effects of people being supported. And support is something that is usually, for a lot of people, is missing in their lives. Mm-hmm. And it's something that I feel like is extremely important as it relates to growing a person. Okay. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I come from a community of Black creatives, so whenever Black creators are doing something, I like to support it because a lot of times I feel like we either do support each other or we don't support each other. Like, there's no in between. You feel what I'm saying? So a lot of the times when I see Black creators doing fantastic things, I like to come out, show love, be like, yo, I see y'all. You know what I'm saying? It's a vibe.
Do you feel supported in the podcast community?
I do.
Yeah.
I definitely do. You know what I'm saying? I feel like for example, this is support. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is a lot of, I'm not gonna say competition, but it is a lot of mudslinging. It's a lot of people trying to throw other people under the bus. It's a lot of people trying to. It's a lot of discrediting going on. A lot of it. You know what I'm saying?
Really? I never knew. What's happening?
So it's.
I want to know.
So it's like people are. I feel like, especially in social media, we live in a space of attempting to expose people, right? Because social media is a highlight reel. And we, as people, we genuinely enjoy seeing people at the top, but we also have a sick want to see them fall because it represents them coming back down to earth. Like, we want to see people fly, but not too high.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or we want to see them be successful, but not more successful than me.
Yeah.
Because if they're more successful than me, then it then becomes a reflection of myself of what am I not doing.
Right.
And if they fall, then it's like, okay, now I no longer have to figure out how to get to that height. Okay. It releases that tension. You dig what I'm saying?
Okay, agreed. So speaking of that, how do you feel about men that expose women on like social media and everything else?
That shit weird. It's weird as fuck. I think it's little wee behavior. Just keep it.
I like
keep
that.
It in a buck. Nah, for real, because like, I believe that if a woman engages with you in a particular way that is intimate and, secure, then in a lot of ways I'm not going to say that you have a responsibility because ain't nobody, you can do whatever the fuck you want to do.
Right.
But the courtesy, or in my mind, the courtesy is to treat that as sacred. Because a lot of men, they be like, oh, for everybody, she do X, Y, Z, and A, B, and C. And it's like, for me, none of that really matters. It's more so along the lines of, bro, she decided to engage with you on this level for this reason. Okay. And you exposing this woman is you attempting to humble her or make her seem as if though she's not really what it is that she is.
Right.
And I don't fuck with that. Because then when men turn around and get exposed, all of a sudden it's just this large issue. Or it's this large, you harm me, you hurt my feelings. And I'm not saying that your feelings should not be hurt.
Right.
Or I'm not saying that you should not feel a particular type of way. But it's a completely different conversation to women being exposed versus men being exposed.
Can men be exposed?
I feel like men can be exposed.
In what manner?
There are a number of men. Ooh, I like these questions. So there are a number of men who are genuinely looking to grow their emotional vulnerability and their emotional intelligence, and what is usually exposed is their vulnerability.
Okay.
Right? How would it? Oh, this motherfucker, he do this, that, and the third, but he in my DMs, he do this, da 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 da. Like, yo,
okay.
that's weird too.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
That's my point. So why is it that it's clout chasing at the end of the day?
Yes.
Like, you're exposing that somebody is interested in you who you feel has a particular level of either social influence or social strata, and then you exposing that this person is intrigued by you or is interested in you, then gives you a leg up amongst your competition. It's weird.
Let me ask you this, right? If you were somewhere and you have a female friend, and you want a napkin, Odie, because it is hot in here. It's very hot. You want to turn the air on, y'all? I know, right? All this dirt over here. We'll get you a napkin, though, Odie.
This shit gonna cough, and then a whole bunch of dust gonna come out. Motherfuckers all gonna have emphysema. You're gonna be able to qualify for mesothelioma payments and shit.
We got some in here. I'm gonna take care of it. I'm gonna keep. Through the sweat. Yeah. But you good for right now? Okay. All right, cool. I'll come back to the next topic in a second. Yes, I do. I never thought about it like that. Men are exposed like more so like emotionally than like physically. Than like women, we get exposed to like pictures and stuff like that and what we do. But men, it's like if you try to be emotional with me and I'm like putting you out there, it's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think I ever exposed anybody. I don't think I ever did anything to harm a man. Maybe his feelings, if I thought my feelings was hurt, but maybe not like bust windows, pop tires, stuff that girls would do when they upset with men.
Right.
I've never done things like that. But Odie, so let's talk about.
May I stop you real quick?
Sure, of course.
You may not have known that you harmed him because he may not have told you. But a number of women are not aware how it is they've harmed men because a number of women exist in a space where they believe that men cannot be emotionally harmed.
Okay.
So it's a number of women who will continue to ratchet up how it is that they engage with men in a destructive way to see whether or not they can, quote unquote, break them.
You know, and that's why I said may have hurt their feelings, but like physically.
No, it's not.
Yeah, but physically, I never ever like heard a man like punch him or bust his window and stuff like that. But I'll let Lionel handle that for a second. Meanwhile, this is so crazy. Soulies, 1 second. Soulies, we just taking a second because it's hot in here, and I'll keep rolling. Let me tell you something, y'all. Let's stay yelling at me silently. We're trying to make sure he's good before we start talking. No, because we don't want to clip it there. And he got the tissue like this going across his piece.
That would be crazy.
On his forehead like this, like that'd be
on the guys. Yo, this nigga Odie got toilet paper on his head.
Shut your ass up, like
he a shit face ass nigga. Wait a minute.
Go have a wait, Lionel. Pull that part. It was coming off. Oh, I know it's moving.
Appreciate you, my boy.
I know it's moving.
But this the Scott tissue. The Scott tissue gonna be
good.
coming apart.
Yeah, it'll come apart.
That 3-ply board.
Yes. Odie, do you? So I feel like, and Odie, I'm gonna say things that's probably gonna irritate you. So I'm gonna ask you. The first question I'm gonna ask you is: I feel like men who hang with a lot of females, I feel like either he's built in a cult, or he really probably haven't. He's not interested in women for real. He just act like he is, and he's hanging around all these women for other reasons.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think men hanging around women, is that a problem if you have strictly female friends and not male friends?
I don't feel like it's a problem. What I believe is that we tend to project onto men who move in that way because we are not used to men who feel more comfortable with women than they do with men.
Why would a man feel more comfortable with women over a man?
So there are a number of reasons.
Just asking.
You feel what I'm saying? But I think that the first reason is that there are a lot of men who do not enjoy the company of other men because I'm going to keep it $150 with you, man. Men don't be talking about shit other than pussy, money, and just, like, very few men have things of substance to say.
Okay.
Right? Mm-hmm. But if you are a man who knows how to engage with women, a particular type of women can be quite interesting. Women are interesting. You dig what I'm saying?
I feel like if a man is interested in engaging with a woman and only women, he into gossiping. Because women, we gossip on a regular basis.
You You say that as if though men don't gossip.
No, men definitely gossip, but it should be the number one sport. Your number one sport in conversation shouldn't be the gossip. And a lot of times men do that.
That's number one. Hey, that's number one for me.
I got some news for you.
That's my thing.
I got some motherfucking news for you,
baby. Look, listen.
Niggas, no. That's the thing. Like, the way that women perceive men is not how men actually are.
Okay.
Men be acting around women the same way women be acting around men. Okay. When men get around other men and we really comfortable around one another, like, I'm gonna keep it $150 with you. Niggas do not like niggas who pretend to be like niggas all the time. That shit is annoying. Like, bro, pipe your ass down. Like, you don't act like that all the time. Fuck, boy. Like, be a real person.
Go crazy. Just go crazy. Go crazy, Odie.
Like, bro, be a real person.
Go off. Like
bro, I don't know about you. I can't stand that shit, bro.
No.
Like, you want to be in conflict with people all the time. Where's your peace at, bro?
That's my concern with people, right? Because we take men as 0 to 100. It's like, but there's some men out here that is just strong men who's not trying to be tough, who just men, who talk about regular things. Because I have someone in my life, he's just a man. He talks about sports. Right. He's very smart. He's intelligent. Right. He make jokes, whatever, right?
Right.
And he's just a good person. But I don't want a man who wants to hang around women all day long and gossip, because then how are we interested in each other? What we got in common?
So
my sis now.
Define all day long. What do you mean? And only women.
Men who take trips with their homegirls and just their homegirls. Men who bring homegirls to parties. Men who like things like that. I feel like that's too much as a man. I feel like if I don't see you with a group of men, if I have to ask you, do you have any male friends? Then something up.
If I have to ask you, do you have any male friends, then something is up. Okay, I can see how it is that you get to that point, and in a lot of different ways, you're utilizing a perception of men that's very rigid in order to define a man that you see, because you have no other conceptualization of men outside of what it is that you know.
Why would I have something else outside of it? My father, my ex-husband, the men in my family, these are men. Like, this is how they are. They get together, they watch the sports, they go to work, they're corporate men, they use their hands, they do stuff.
I feel
like, but I just feel like, but then there's a type of man who say they're men but do all female things. Is that okay?
Does that make them less of a man?
No. I feel like just don't make it seem like you're someone that you're not.
So,
I feel like,
based upon what it is you just said about the men in your family, right? They go to work, they do things with their hands, all of this different type of stuff, right? That's cool. But if that same type of man exists amongst women mostly, is he any less of a man?
If he's not doing, no one's less of anything. You can be all you want to be, right? As a man or a woman, right? I'm definitely not taking anything away from that person. I'm just asking you, is that weird for you that men like to hang around women and do women things, but they still date women?
Not really.
Like, they just, okay.
That shit it really don't bother me. And I think the reason why it don't bother me is because the way that it is that I define men and women are not by what it is that they present, but it's who it is that they are. You know what I'm saying? So, like, for example, I feel like a lot of men who present themselves as men are not real men because they are afraid of emotional vulnerability.
For sure.
How is it that you can call yourself a man, but you are not courageous enough to go into the deepest, darkest parts of yourself? But you play the sports, you do the job, you can fix everything in this motherfucking house except yourself.
But listen, I agree with that, right? Because I feel like men should be able to cry, and men in my family, they cry. They talk about their emotions, things like that. They're not sitting here acting like.
But do they do that around each other?
I don't know. I did it around me.
But do they do that around? But once again, because you're a woman.
I've never. Yeah, that's totally fine. But I've never been around a group of them. I walked in the room and it's 5 men and they're crying together. Never saw that before. No, unfortunately, no. I don't know what they do, but I'm saying with me they do. So I'm just trying to understand that part. But I guess we're going to agree to disagree.
That's fair.
Right. All right. So you're a feminist, you say, right?
I'm not a feminist.
Okay.
I'm a womanist. I don't deal in feminism. I feel like feminism is white supremacy in a dress. I feel like womanism, I'm more intellectually wedded to womanism because womanism centers the experience of black women.
Yes.
And feminism only utilizes black women when they need either political clout or traction, because black women get shit done and white women just tend to seem like a mosquito's ear in the collective conscious of people.
Talk heavy, Odie.
You feel what I'm saying?
Okay, I like
so it's
that.
like feminism. If you look through the history of feminism, and people gonna jump down my throat about this, I really don't give a fuck. If you look through the history of feminism, through every single wave of feminism, they have either excluded black women or utilized black women up until the point where things got moving, and then they discarded them. Yeah. Like, even when we begin talking about intersectional feminism, like, for me, intersectional feminism is womanism, but it's just a co-opted term for womanism, right? Because the reality of the situation is, once again, if you have a lot of times when I look at feminists, right, like white feminists, the conversation is very rarely about all women. It's about white women having more access to the white male power structure. Okay. You dig what I'm saying? Okay. Very rarely do I see a white feminist talking about black women, black maternity, black maternal fatality rates. Very rarely do I see it. Yeah. Right? Yeah. Very rarely do I see white feminists talking about the hypersexualization of young black women and how it is that contributes to a number of the things that we talk about in the black community. Very rarely have I seen a white feminist talk about the intersection of eugenics and, birthing control in the black community. I'm not against birth control, and I'm not against the access for black women to have those things, but very rarely do I see how it is that white women break down those particular intersections without having this conversation about how it is that it benefits white women first.
100%. And I feel like a lot of times what they do with black women is they make it seem like we're dramatic with our symptoms, our problems, anything during birth. They feel like we're doing too much. Like if you're at the doctor's office, they say, even kind of planted that seed in black women doctors that we're doing the most when it comes to having like symptoms and things like that. So I agree with you with that. And even with the I feel like with people when having babies, we need a license to drive. We should have a license to have a baby. And then instead of them like doing all these like abortion laws, I feel like it should be a total different. It should be a total different look at things like before having a baby. You saw on I guess social media this week, it was a lady who left her baby alone for 10 days in the house, and they had a video of this baby actually dying because you hear him crying, and it's like, I want to leave my dog alone for 10 days. So it's like, instead of having like all these worry about like abortion laws, we should be worried about being a parent. Not knowing who the dad is. It's so many things that we should be concerned about more than something different. I'm just saying.
So what? Now I'm curious. What would the like assessment or the test look like for women to have license to have children?
I feel like instead of getting your tubes tied, at whatever after you have kids, we should come out and automatically get our tubes tied. Men get like circumcised, women should get like their tubes tied. And then before you're able to go have a baby and have sex, then you should go and take a test. Make sure you, first of all, psychologically ready for a baby, financially ready for a baby. And you have a support system. Support system is everything. Right. Raise a family. If we don't have that, then how are we having babies? So things like that, that's just me, my thoughts. I don't normally go this deep, but, I'm a poli-sci major, so I do look into a lot of those things.
When women have their tubes tied, is that reversible?
Of course, you can just untie them. It's just like you can untie them.
So I only thought vasectomies were reversible.
No, your tubes tied. You can untie. I know people who've been pregnant with their tubes because it's not always 99%, like 100%, should I say? Yeah. So it's very possible to have a baby with that. And I'm using tubes tied as just something to say. They can have something different. But it should be something that stops us from having babies until we're ready to have a baby. Because I know a lot of kids, when I was 15 years old, my friend was pregnant, and we thought we was grown. And I'm like, why your mom mad? You grown. But we were kids, like really kids. You get what I'm saying? So things like that, being able to either have a baby at that age and the support system not be there. Like you just kind of making a cycle for things that happen in life for the child. You're not setting him up for a good life or success. So, yeah, I do think that should be that. But we're going to leave that there for a second. We're going to move forward a little bit. So do you have women friends?
Of course.
Okay, that's great. If you were to see a woman that you are friends with, boyfriend, husband, somebody cheating, what do you do?
Ooh. That's a fantastic question. If I see him cheating, what would I do? How do I know he's cheating?
I don't know, but he's not with her. He's on a date, maybe kissing somebody. I would know when somebody's cheating, right?
Okay, so here's the thing about me. I mind the business that pays me. That's one. But also, two, if they ask me, I would not say it to them, but I would be like, you may want to continue to investigate that. Because I'm not, listen, I'm going to keep it a buck. I'm going to keep it a buck 50 with you. I'm going to keep it a buck 50 with you. If you asking me whether or not he's cheating, then you know he's cheating.
No, that wasn't the question, Odie. I think you're a bad friend if this is the answer to this question. Because if you're my friend, and me and Lionel's in a relationship and you see Lionel outside with a girl kissing her, as my friend, I expect you to go over to Lionel like, bro, come here for a second. What's up?
That's not what you asked me. That's not what you asked me.
If you saw your friend's husband or boyfriend cheating, what would you do? I said that.
What would you do? I thought you. I
didn't say would you go rat.
What would I tell her?
I wouldn't know.
So what would I do?
You declare as a bad friend. Fix it, Odie. Come on.
What would I do? I mean, in that regard, damn, that's perplexing. So what I would probably do.
So he's stumped.
Odie's
never stumped.
I would do what he said.
Odie has words for everything.
I would do what he said. Me personally, I would just tell my friend.
So you see him out. You ain't gonna man to man go talk to him.
I'm not about to go ahead and do that. I don't know what Cuz is capable of. He might be on some weird shit around his new girl. He might start acting wild. You know how niggas try to be
like
superheroes.
And all that. Yeah.
So you know what? I'm gonna take a picture of it. I'm gonna be like, yo. Absolutely, because you know what? Because you know why? Because shorties be quick to go, he wasn't cheating, like, da-da-da. Not my man. My man would never, da-da-da. Like, they just think the world of they nigga, and niggas is crazy. So I just would tell her, like, listen, is your man, like, or I would just text at the moment, like, yo, is such and such. I was like, yeah, he out with his cousin. Like, this his cousin?
Right.
Yeah, I'll be messy. I don't care.
So you say you take a picture. Odie, would you take a picture of somebody you saw him?
Would I take a picture? No, but see, here's the thing. If she asked me straight up, did you see him X, Y, Z, and A, B, and C? Yeah.
If she didn't know you saw him, though, you had to really.
Yeah, you would have to really just guess.
That's kind of crazy.
I'm snitching. I don't care. That's my friend. I care about my friend. I care about my friend.
I would. Friend like
but then the thing is, she might go back to Cuz, and now what?
I mean, he was doing it though. But I hear you. Men, it can be weird, certainly for women, right?
It's so weird. No, it
could be
but
mad weird.
I would definitely Odie consider you as not a friend.
But see, here's my question though. Why is the expectation for me to say something?
You were there. Let me tell you something, right? Mm-hmm. Let me just say this. I've seen my sister's men. I've seen my friends' men cheating before. Mm-hmm. And you know what Aisha, what she did? I went over to the table. What's up, Billy? Who this? I'm regular. He gonna say, oh, man, this is it. You want to go talk? I'm gonna, because I want you to know that I saw you, and I'm not gonna draw and go crazy like, oh, this bitch. No, I'm gonna go and be like, hey, what's going on? Who this? Oh, okay, nice to meet you, and I'm out.
People, the only reason I would be skeptical is because people be staying together after you tell them that they partner cheating.
That's facts.
But this is why.
And then now it's awkward for me.
This is why, right? As a man, as a woman, as adults, right? If we go and confront ourselves, he's going to go tell on himself because you already just went over there and said, all right, there was no speech.
Niggas don't give a fuck.
They would, bro. I don't think you understand. I don't think you understand the capacity of men to lie.
Y'all are lying.
Niggas will lie.
I would say that's not me.
Deny.
I went over to you and spoke to you and talked to you. How you going to say something different?
It wasn't easy.
I've never experienced that. Every time I confronted a man on some cheating shit, they was on the line. First, I ruined the date now, but you go home. Go home, girl, because you done. I ruined your date.
On God.
Take your phone. My phone?
On God.
I'm taking a picture.
Oh, anyway, so you cleared it up, Odie. You ain't taking a picture.
Nah, but if she asks me, like, if she asks me, Odie, did you see Ed? Because usually what happens is, in my experience, women have already gathered, genuinely in my personal experience, women have already gathered enough evidence, and then they come to me to ask me for, like, because they know that I would not lie to them.
Okay.
So, Odie, did you see X, Y, Z, and A, B, and C? I'd be like, yeah. And I saw him with this individual. Well, what was he doing? My man's was doing some non-relationship things. I'm gonna tell you that.
Okay. All right, cool. Okay, let's move forward a little bit. Because Odie not cool, whatever. Odie, so how do you feel about open relationships? Would you be a part of one? Would you want to be in one? Would you think they're not good? Like,
so you're asking about polyamory and ethical non-monogamy and things of that nature.
However you want to name it, yes.
I've been a part of ethically non-monogamous dynamics. I've been a part of, I wouldn't call it open relationships, but ethically non-monogamous dynamics where if I had multiple partners, the other person had multiple partners, we communicated about it. Okay. I've been a part of those types of dynamics. I'm no longer in those types of dynamics. Now I'm transitioning into a space of conscious monogamy with my current partner. But, like, it doesn't bother me. The only thing that bothers me is when people do not communicate about it. And they don't get a full level of consent, because I've been in situations where when I was new to it and when I was a fledgling, I did not do it appropriately. I did not allow myself to really communicate from a space of vulnerability. So it wasn't like I withheld. It more so was along the lines of I would be communicating this person. I perceive this person in this way, and then the partner will return to me and say, I don't perceive it that way. And instead of communicating at that level, I would try to, I can comfortably say now that there were parts of me that would invalidate in a defensive space, instead of exploring with that partner why it is that they feel the way that it is that they feel, which is something that is practiced in open relationships. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so you're saying as long as it's communication.
As long as it's communication and consent, right?
Yeah, and consent. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. For me, I think it's okay to a certain extent. I feel like that's nothing I would want to be a part of for a long period of time. Because then I call those things cults again. Because I feel like it's someone, a mastermind at the top of this cult that has everyone willing to do these things for this person. And most times they're not even worth doing it for. So for me, I know it is you. It's Larry. So for me, I wouldn't want to do that for a long period of time. I feel like that's something you should do for just a short period of time. Do you see yourself? I know you say you're doing like just you and one person at this point. You said, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Is it a reason why you didn't like it? Was it just too much going on? Like one getting tested, or how is that working?
So in a lot of different ways, I feel like what was going on was that the way that it is that I was engaging, I can openly and honestly say that I was doing a lot of harm. And I was doing a lot of harm, not intentionally, but because I was used to being in monogamous spaces and I was still learning how to navigate through ethically non-monogamous spaces, I was not equipped with the communication skills that was necessary for me to navigate in those ways. That's one, but also two, it takes a lot of emotional and mental vulnerability, so it exposes you to a lot of opportunity to be manipulated.
Yes.
Or it exposes you to a lot of opportunity to be with an individual who does not have a level of emotional maturity that's necessary for them to say, I'm comfortable with this or I'm not comfortable with this. So, for example, I recognize that a number of women are okay with it only if they get to choose the partner. For me, that feels like control. Yeah. For me, that like we can have a discussion about it, but if you are the person who wants to choose the partner and I have no say in it, that means that there's a part of you that believes that you need to be able to mediate this entire experience, and I feel like that's leaving me out of it. I don't feel like that's fair.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. I would think that I always assumed it went as if you met me and we were together, and then you met someone else and you brought the other person into our situation. Like, hey, I met someone else. I like her as much as I like you. I want us to be together.
That's how it's supposed to go.
Yeah, but you're saying people try to choose your partner. That's when it becomes uncomfortable.
That's when it becomes uncomfortable for me, right? Because so when you say cult, in my mind, when I think about a cult, it's one person orchestrating everything. Yes,
but it's normally how it go, I feel like.
Not necessarily, right? So there are different ways for open relationships to be communicated. So you have don't ask, don't tell. You have kitchen table. You have a multitude of different ways for people to engage in the communication. There are some partners who will say, I know that you're engaging with multiple partners, but these are my boundaries around it. Like, I would prefer for you to not have unprotected sex. I would prefer for you to not engage with people who I am in close quarters with. I would prefer for you, like, those are boundaries that are in space for that person to be protected. It doesn't mean that you cannot do it. It means that I would prefer for you to respect these particular things about how it is that we do it.
Now, you didn't answer my question when I asked you, do people get tested? Like, how does that work? When you went to this group, is like people get tested on a regular basis?
Yes.
Like, okay. That's kind of a lot. Well, okay. Do you all have sex together? Yeah?
It depends.
Like an orgy?
An orgy is different from a threesome. So I'm gonna keep it above 50 with you. I done seen and I done been engaged with a lot of shit. I get a drink
while you said it. Go ahead.
Listen, hey man, I done seen a white woman get triple penetrated. It was crazy.
Where did the third one go? Oh, never mind.
In her mouth.
Mouth
button.
Why did you see that? Where you see that?
In person or on an X video?
So no. I was invited to a sex party, a play party. Yes. And I've been to a couple play parties, actually.
Yeah.
So I was invited to a play party, and the way that it was set up, so imagine a club, and one part of the club is just seats and, poles. But another part of the club, there is literally a room, And in this room, you have 4 king-size beds. And each one of these king-size beds have canopies that you can either open or close.
I ain't lying on y'all, sorry.
Yeah. You can either open or close them,
okay.
right? So in each one of these beds, the canopy is either open or closed. If the canopy is closed, then it's auditory stimulation. If the canopy is open, then it's all types of stimulation. Within this canopy being open, then there comes the level of consent. The level of consent being the canopy open and closed, we're consenting to be in watch, but we're not consenting to you joining us. Okay. If we want to be joined with, somebody in this group will ask you. So, for example, when I was with a previous partner, she and I were watching a black couple go at it. I think it was either the man or the young lady came and asked me would I like to join. I turned to the partner and I said, would you feel comfortable with this?
Odie?
I swear to God.
Shut up.
Swear to God.
Sorry.
So I turned to the partner and I asked, I was like, yo, would you feel comfortable with this? And she said no, so I didn't engage.
That is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
When you go to play parties, is any kind of like STD test required?
So in order for you to get into a play party, 9 times out of 10, it's a subscription and you have to be vetted.
Okay.
Right? So it's not just anybody and their mama can walk up in the joint. It's like, no, somebody in the community already has to identify you as somebody who is safe in the community in order to be able to engage in that community. That's one.
Someone sent me an invitation like 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago?
Yes, I'm scared.
You should go.
I'm a baby.
No. But that's okay. You don't have to interact.
No,
you can just go and watch.
So when you watching, you don't get turned on?
Sometimes I do. Sometimes I don't. It all depends. Like watching that white woman get triple penetrated was not arousing for me. No.
Was it about black men?
No.
Oh, okay. I got it.
It wasn't arousing. It was like, what other side? No. The white woman getting triple penetrated was here, and the black woman and the black man engaging was right here. They were in.
No, he thought it was like an all white party. He thought she was.
Oh hell no, absolutely not.
No.
I go with the coloreds. I don't. I want to make sure that I keep you monetized.
Oh my gosh.
We're gonna save it for the Patreon.
No, not that. Okay, so sex parties. I've never been to one before. People always ask me to come to sex parties all the time. I feel like it's not for me because I can't even go exercise most times I'm getting turned on. So I can't imagine being at a sex party and not like going to like, get turned on. So people like to go and do that. In my mind, I'm like, I'll do all these things. But when it comes time to, I'll be too scared. So hearing you go to a sex party, Odie, is kind of like, it's interesting.
Yeah. But that's the thing is like, I can recognize how the external stimulation contributes to your feelings of arousal. But once again, this is the reason why in these types of communities, I feel that it's quite nuanced and it actually helped me a lot understand how, one, to have a particular level of self-awareness, but also, two, communicate in monogamous spaces. So I recognize, like, I just found out I was a sapiosexual, like, a couple of months ago.
Really?
Yeah.
Sapiosexual, like intellectual?
Yes. So I am aroused by women who are either capable of engaging in intellectual discourse or are capable of engaging at a particular level where I am not needed, I am wanted.
Okay. That is fucking annoying. Lar said, what is it called if you like dumb bitches? What's wrong with this man?
You a regular ass nigga.
You are
ain't no special name for that shit.
Napiosexual is crazy.
Napiosexual.
I was gonna say, you say you're a therapist, right?
Yes, ma'am.
What do you specialize in?
Trauma informed. I work with individuals. I work with couples. I was taught from an Afrocentric perspective, so the way that it is that I engage in my therapy is less, I guess you could say, probing and more conversational.
Okay.
I don't necessarily like the way that a lot of therapists operate, like, how does that make you feel? Like, nah, let's really break down what it is that you feel and why it is that you're feeling it, where you learned it from, and how it is that we can help you process through it. What are some of the obstacles that you have as it relates to processing these emotions? What are you afraid of? How do these emotions that are necessarily negative emotions benefit you?
Right.
Because there are some ways in which within which your negative internal narratives protect you from having to extend yourself beyond a place where you're comfortable in order to grow. Like, I had a client tell me, I'm afraid to be healed because I'm used to my broken self.
Yeah.
That's a lot. Now, Odie, let me just say this. I did do trauma therapy before, and I hated it. I felt, like, uncomfortable. I felt confused. I just wasn't sure, like, what was going on. And people ask me about it all the time. I always say, don't do it. I may be hurting your business, but and I apologize, Odie. Okay. I won't do it again.
No, it's fine.
But it just was very uncomfortable for me to do that because it just wasn't, I feel like it's not a healthy. The therapist that I had wasn't healthy. It wasn't healthy for my situation. I felt like.
Okay. Yeah. So you said that you were uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel comfortable discussing that right now?
Oh, I don't care. Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay. So why would you say that you were uncomfortable?
Yeah. And and more so than anything, other than her being white, she was trying to. I went to trauma therapy, So my brother was murdered, and we won't wrap this up quick. But she kept saying like, "Are you mad at him for leaving you?" And kind of like, it wasn't an option. What are we talking about? Like, did you read the notes? Did you think he just died, or you think he committed suicide? It just didn't. It didn't come together for like the question she was asking me. So I feel like sometimes therapists don't. They don't read the notes, they don't do the research and see why you're really there, because it's like she made me feel like I'm never coming back to therapy because what are we talking about?
There are some therapists that are more concerned with fixing you than understanding your problem.
Absolutely.
And that's a large issue in our industry, and it's something that's the reason why a good therapist knows how to talk to you. A great therapist has their own therapist.
But I feel like this is why Black people don't do therapy, because you go to one and it just ruins it forever. Now, I know people who do therapy, they find a good one and they luck up and they keep going. Right. But a lot of us who went to one before, and it's like, this is not for me, because I don't think you're really going to know me or listen to me. And most times if it's a good Black therapist, they booked up. You're not getting it on their calendar. Yeah, you get what I'm saying? So it's like, for us, for Black people, I mean, this is why we go to church, listen to the preacher.
I feel that. And at the
it's like, who else going to listen to us?
At the same time, another same token, there are some therapists like myself who offer group coaching, group therapy, things of that nature, where you can come within a populace of people and you don't necessarily have to talk about your issues straight up and down, but you still get the information that's necessary in order for you to process through the emotions that you're feeling. That's one, but also two, seeing other people share their traumas and seeing other people being vulnerable enough to engage in that way helps you to begin to process some of the own things that you are experiencing. Like individual therapy, group therapy, both of these things have high levels of positive impact. That's one, have high levels of success. But the most successful indicator of great therapy is the therapist.
Now, do you offer these like to people? Yes. Are you? I don't ever see you promoting them. Do you promote them, or is it like quiet?
So like that's the thing. I'm learning how to be a better marketer, you guys.
Yes, do it.
This is the reason why. Like I said, I'm actually working with a male coach right now who helps men process through trauma while also understanding how it is to build their businesses. Because my thing is, a lot of the reasons why I don't promote is because I feel like people will not value what it is that I have to say.
That's the first problem right there, Odie, because it's like, who cares people think? Just do it. I feel like you're so supportive, Odie, and you're so, people are like comfortable being around you. I always get good energy when I come around you. Yeah. I feel like you promoted it as something light. People make everything like this big production. Something light. Like, hey, I'm asking 10 men to come out and sit and talk with me. I'm pretty sure men to come out and talk. People, you always talk about men wanting to be emotional, not allowed to be emotional. Come to talk to you. Like, it's a good thing. So
working on that.
Like a Black men support group.
Definitely working on that. Definitely working on that. And once again, that's the reason why I say good therapists know how to talk, but great therapists have their own therapists. Like, I've been through therapy. I'm going through coaching right now. I plan on going to therapy again before I officially commit to my partner in a way that's, consciously monogamous. All of these things are in the works because I know within myself there are things that I need to work on in order to be the best version of me. Right. And I know that I cannot therapize myself all the way through.
Do you think that you can actually be the best version of yourself before you commit to your partner? Because I feel like as a human, you always grow.
So I do believe, there's a difference between being the best version of myself for myself versus being the best version of myself in order to add to somebody else.
Right.
I firmly believe that I can be my best self for myself before I link with somebody else. But me knowing what it is that I know about relationship dynamics and me knowing what it is that I know about how it is that relationship trajectories go, I recognize that in a number of ways, our trauma with whether it be our parents, whether it be our families, tends to come up when we are. It's called a stimulus response relationship, right? So your relationship may stimulate or stir up trauma that may have been sitting at the bottom of your psyche for an extremely long time. So I recognize in different relationship dynamics, whether they be ethically non-monogamous, what have you, I when I set out to engage in those types of things, I said to myself 2 things. I'm not just going to be out here fucking. That's 1, but also 2, my intent is to learn how to communicate more vulnerably, more openly, and more honestly over time so that I don't just waste my time doing this. So all of the things that I compiled from what it is that I learned from these dynamics, I take it into my therapy sessions or I take it into my coaching sessions, and I'm like, yo, I need help overcoming this particular type of apprehension, or I need help processing through this particular type of trauma, so that as I continue to grow in my relationships, as you said, I continue to grow in the way of up and out instead of down and inside.
I think it's amazing. I'm sorry, I wasn't say. I think it's amazing, but I think that you're the only man on this earth that I ever heard say, "I don't be out here fucking." I mean, that's you're the person in the world that ever.
I was not out here just fucking.
Okay, all right, go ahead. I'm sorry. What you gonna say, Larry? I'm sorry, Larry. What you gonna say, Larry?
Yeah, because all that fucking shit is.
Yeah, you're like, what are you doing that?
Right?
Okay.
You know who does that. When you, because we trying to get Aisha married soon.
The fuck?
When you.
No, we are not.
When you go, let's talk about going to therapy with your partner real quick.
Okay.
How do you feel about that, Aisha? Because the one time I was proposed that a long time ago and I shot it down.
I thought you did it.
No, a long time ago.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Wait, somebody proposed to you?
No, proposed to go to therapy.
No, therapy.
Oh.
You were surprised. Who proposed to you?
I ain't supposed to.
Nobody.
I ain't that bad.
So you were proposed to go to therapy and you shot it down.
Yes,
so
but I was about 23 or 4 at the time.
You probably weren't ready.
Hell no.
Right?
Yeah.
That's 1, but also 2, how can I say this? A lot of people believe that when you go to therapy as a couple, the one thing that I can't stand is when couples come to therapy thinking I'm finna fix one partner or the other. I'm like, nah, both of y'all fucked up in a particular way, and you need to be able to recognize that you fucked up in your way. Otherwise, it's not gonna fucking work. I promise you, I tell my clients, I'm like, listen, y'all need to decide right now in these first 2 sessions whether or not you are actually going to do the work to make this work. Right. Otherwise, this is going to be a very expensive endeavor. It's going to get very expensive very fast. Both of you all need to do some particular type of work because both of you all, I can guarantee, are engaging in a way that is harming the other partner.
I have this theory, right, that I feel like when you're in a relationship, I feel like when you first meet somebody, you guys are both in love, right? Mm-hmm. But as time go on, someone falls out of love and someone is still in love. It's kind of like pulling the person, keeping the person in a relationship. And then at some time, that person falls out of love and that person falls back in love. And I feel like that's how you have a longevity relationship. That's just my theory. I feel like it's so hard to stay in love at the same time with a person forever. It's going to always be ups and downs, and I think that people have to realize that that's how you can kind of be with somebody for a very long time because someone else has to carry when you falling, you know.
1,000, but that's the thing. A lot of people believe that love is a noun and it's a verb, right? Mm-hmm. So when I say people believe that love is a noun, people believe that love is a thing. It's just a feeling. No, love is a commitment to continue to engage with a person beyond the point where it's convenient. Right? This is the reason why we start getting into compromise. This is the reason why we start getting into, leaning into and learning about your partner. This is when we start getting into the spaces of what if this person does not show up as their full self? Right. Do I have the capacity to embrace them as not their full self? Do you understand what it means to love somebody at their ugliest?
Yeah.
And no. Mm-hmm. And at their ugliest is different from at their most damaging.
Yeah, agree. And you know what? I think that a lot of times we talk about women having daddy issues, right? What people don't speak on a lot is women having mommy issues. Like I feel like a lot of times women have issues with their mom so much that it makes them not be able to commit into relationships. And we don't kind of talk about that enough because, moms unfortunately become jealous of their daughters. They become envious of their daughters and they don't support their daughters. And if you don't have that love from your mom, this is how like sons need it, daughters need it as well. You have that love from your mom, you can't be in a relationship. And we also look at our moms, how they live. Unfortunately, we do the same thing. If I saw my mom cheating, if I saw my mom cheating or getting cheated on and taking her man back, then I'm like, oh, okay, obviously everybody else do it. Why wouldn't I do it? Like that's just as a child, you see your parents or your mother go through things and allow things, and we do that. So I feel like a lot of times we do not speak on mom and daughter issues. And I think the dads, to me and my dad relationship didn't affect me with men. I didn't want to go mess with an older man because my dad was around all the time. Like I didn't have that feeling. But because my mom went through things, I've seen her go through things and allow things. Either I strictly was like, I'm never doing that, or somehow, some way, I'm like, how am I doing this? Because I said I wouldn't do that. You get what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying. I also believe that we tend to gender. I feel like we tend to gender code emotional damage.
Okay.
Right? Because a lot of times we talk about women having the mommy or the daddy issues, but we don't talk about men having those same issues.
Yeah, men have a lot of issues.
Right? We talk about men and their mommy issues. We don't talk about men and their father issues.
Yeah.
I talk to I do a bi-monthly group. Sorry, not bi-monthly. I do a group on the 1st and the 3rd of every month with Express Yourself Black Man. And it's a group specifically for Black men. And we talk a lot about family trauma. We talk a lot about relationship trauma. And we talk a lot about, specifically father to son issues and how it is that we as men learn how to be men from our fathers. And a lot of our fathers were not the fathers that we needed them to be in order for us to feel confident in ourselves as men. So what happens is that we tend to look out into the world to see how it is that other men pretend to operate in order to internalize what it means to be a man. And we end up fucking up so many people on the way up that we don't understand how it is that us fucking them up fucks us up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Agreed.
Yeah, that was deep. I ain't gonna front. That was tough.
Yeah.
Where these groups be at? You don't be promoting them.
Especially, I'm sorry.
No, we need them.
I'm gonna keep it a $150 with y'all. This spirit telling me, Odie, get on your shit, bro.
Yeah. Long story short.
Thank you. I am so sorry. I will commit to doing it until forever.
Yes. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Let's get into some tweets real quick.
Okay.
So we're gonna spin out and we're gonna read some.
We gotta do some conscious tweets now. We can't.
No. We gonna. This is the segment where we read some of Aisha's tweets of the week. Sometimes she tweets once, sometimes she tweets 70 times. This week you did a little bit.
Talk about your tweet to me this week.
No. She said, let's see. Okay. Well, why don't y'all like other girls' pictures and add some hard eyes? We already got to deal with these niggas hating. The least we can do is be kind to each other. I like that.
Thank you.
You know what's crazy?
What's that?
What's that?
Like I said, I work at a hospital, mental health hospital, and some of my clients are detoxing. They are rehabilitating from substance abuse. And there's this woman, and she literally said the same thing. She said, and she's a black woman, older black woman. She said, I am nice to black women because there are already too many things that are not nice to us. 100%. So the very least I can do is tell you, hey, I like what it is that you're doing. Hey, right. I enjoy what it is that you're doing with yourself. Hey, you look nice today. You look pretty.
Yes.
So I agree.
I often compliment other women just because I know men isn't going to do it. Then there are men in this world who's going to compliment women, but most times behind a compliment is you want to give like dick. And we don't always want that. We want, just to give me a compliment.
So it's the dick behind the compliment.
It's always, it's always like that. And I feel like we don't always want that.
I ask women for permission to get them compliments low key. Like if I see a woman on her shit, I dead ass, I walk like, excuse me, man, I give you a compliment. Yeah. I like the way that
I like the fetish shit.
No, on God. On
what
God.
The fuck? No. Jesus, Lord, drives me crazy.
I like the effort that you put into your outfit. I can tell that the way that it is that you match your skin tone to your outfit. Or I like the way that your earrings look against this particular hairstyle. Like
now, you get a compliment, Odie. Are you interested?
Not really.
Okay. Because I get compliments them all the time. But if I get a compliment, I'm interested. It's like,
yeah. Because we're gonna think that you want us.
Always, y'all always do, and I don't. I just be trying to be nice to people, but okay.
All right, telling someone, quote, I meant to text you but forgot, end quote, is a rude statement.
I don't like that, but I need everybody to understand me right now. I don't care about men at all, Odie. No man can stress me out. That tweet's about my best friend. Like my tweets, if it's like deep, it's about friends. Because men be shitty already. So
at her next time.
But I feel like, no, she don't have Twitter. But I put it on Instagram so she saw it.
Text her and let her know.
Your eyes is driving me crazy right now.
I don't like that shit that you be doing.
No, I called her and told her though. Because I'm very, very, very like, learning how I am. If I feel uncomfortable, I'm going to go and confront the person.
You be breadcrumbing me, shouty. Give me the whole loaf and the booty pieces.
I think Odie's social clock is dying. So let's hurry up and wrap it up. Go ahead.
Let's see. One more. Mm-hmm. I want to meet a nigga that make me want to tear his name on my ass.
Don't everybody?
No, not everybody.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Just saying.
I'm already in the field.
Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir. I feel like I've not met anyone that gave me like the, oh my gosh, I really like him in a very long time. Like years. Like
I'm used to being called a breath of fresh air. So
really? Okay, I would need breath of fresh air, peppermint with a fresh.
You know what I'm saying?
I really appreciate you coming today. This was like a really deep, good conversation. I mean, it was a needed conversation. So, soulies, I know you used to like the ratchetness on a pod, but today you're going to get some feel good understanding of your man, understanding of yourself type of pod. So, Odie, tell everybody where they can find you at.
Oh yeah, good people, great people, guys, people, and the soulies. You can find me 9 times out of 10. You can find me in each comments.
I love it. I love it.
I ain't even gonna hold you.
Come on,
9 times out of 10, you can find me in each comments or learn line of comments at Professor_Odi. If you see that, it's a blue check mark right next to it. You know what I'm saying? Tap my name, follow me. You feel me? I'm also on YouTube at Professor.Odi. You could just look me up in the search bar, Professor Odi. My podcast is called The Antidote. Come in, you know what I'm saying? Sit down, take a little pill. It ain't gonna be no blue pill, red pill. It's gonna be some real spill. You dig what I'm saying?
We love that, Odie, and we appreciate you. We 100% from the LL Network, we appreciate your support for us.
That's a fact.
We let us know what you got going on. We'll support you. We just love our community. We have it going on here in Philly. And again, thanks a lot.
Thank y'all. I appreciate it.
All right, Soulies, bye.
Peace.
Good job.